friends. Welcome once again to another edition of Soft-Spoken Man with halting British accent doing a review of toys. Today I have selected one of my personal favourite toy lines from my childhood, and although it is a little more colonial in influence than my usual Doctor Who toy reviews or things of that nature, I believe that for the value, for the money paid, for the shillings put down, as of course we say here in Britain, you could not get better play value, a more durable toy, or just more enjoyment than you could from the American-produced Hasbro 3.5-inch G.I. Joe line that was produced in the States from 1982 to 1994. I've selected a good range of figures from most of those years, 6 figures in total, which I guess technically is not most of those years, but we make do with what we have. And I believe I should be able to educate you a little bit regarding the toy line in general. The first figure that I've selected, you may recognize him from the travesty of a movie that they released, is of course Destro, provided you could read this backwards. He was released in 1983 as I believe part of the second series of figures. As I release him from this hermetically sealed, very secure Ziploc bag, you'll perhaps see that Destro is not all in one piece. As I was testing the strength of his O-ring, which, don't allow your minds to wander, is actually what collectors refer to the rubberized band that keeps the figure together. As I was testing the strength of that before filming, it actually broke. I frequently dropped my figures. As a child, I would put them into vats of water, pretending that they were vats of acid, or take them into the bathtub when I was a very young child and drop them into the soapy water there. Obviously, this is a very old figure, over 20 years old. The O-ring was subject to some dry rot, and it came apart under my rather rough handling. But as you can see, we can now look at some of the internal workings. These were the leg pieces, joined by a metal hook that secured the bottom part of the O-ring, still clinging to this hook here, you can clearly see. This is the midsection. Some people refer to it as the crotch. As you can see, there is a very distinct codpiece segment, if you will. This was often broken off if your toys were particularly well loved. This one is still intact, fortunately. Let Mr. Freud have a field day with that. And this is the torso and head. As you can see, he has the trademark Destro silver mask. He's wearing some kind of medallion around his neck. His black uniform, the arms swiveling up. Now, I will be able to repair this figure. There is a screw, I'm not sure if you can see it, in the back hole here, on his back. If I was to unthread the screw, it would release the front half and back half of the torso. The arms would come out, the head would be free, and I could install a new O-ring. There's a plastic bevel on the inside that I could repair Destro. Putting him back together as best we can. This figure, mint condition, in the box with the file card included, can command prices of up to $300. Of course, being British, I have no idea what the pound or euro equivalency is. Oddly enough, being British, I do not even know whether England still uses the pound or if they have switched to the euro. Pardon my ignorance, and feel free to correct me in the comments section below. Mint loose and complete, as this figure unfortunately is not complete. He's missing some accessories. The figure can cost between $12 and $15. He was released as one of the first figures with the swivel arm battle grip, which, as you can see, the arm turns not only up and down, but if you hold his bicep, there goes his legs, I'm sorry for the noise, his arm swivels. As you can see, it moves 360 degrees this way, in addition to the normal articulation. Before this year, all figures were straight arm. They only moved like this. They did not have that bendable, swiveling battle grip motion. It was easier for them to hold a rifle, things of that nature. After 1985, in addition, all figures were released with a ball-jointed head, which allowed them to move up and down in addition to side to side. As you see, this figure only swivels. That was the last cosmetic change made to these figures in their 12-year run. Quite remarkable, and quite a testament to the engineering of these figures. Next up, we have Beachhead. He is a G.I. Joe, The Side of Good, released in 1986. Let me get him out here. He was actually technically 5th in command of the G.I. Joe team, behind General Hawk, Duke, and other figures. As you can see, he came with a backpack, little plug that you could put into the back of the figure, securing it. There we go. He also included an ammo pack. There are 2 different versions, one of hard plastic, one of soft plastic. This is a hard plastic version, a little more durable than the cheaper versions made later. And of course, a very well made 9mm XF7 Wasp submachine gun. Those are his accessories. This is Beachhead. As you can see, he has the ball-jointed head. It moves up and down and around in addition to side to side. I'm not sure if you can tell, his crotch is unfortunately broken. You can see the metal piece on the inside. Very poor choice of words for me just then, I apologize. So this is Beachhead. Mint on the card in complete condition. He commands prices of up to $80. Mint loose and complete, as this figure actually is, although he is not technically mint with his broken crotch. Sounds very painful. It is worth only $10, probably less, due to the damage of this particular figure. Let me put him back into his bag here. Backpack, ammo case, and Wasp submachine gun. There we go. Putting him aside. In the interest of gender equality, I now present to you from 1987 the Jinx figure. As I said, she is of the G.I. Joe team. Let me deploy her here onto the table. Her accessories include a naginata. Pardon me for dropping my British accent while trying to speak in Japanese, but I believe that is the name of this weapon as I drop it. She also came with 2 swords. I only have 1 sword, so this is not a complete figure. 1 sword. She also had a backpack, which I am missing also, but I wanted to include her so that you can see the excellent sculpting in a female figure. Look at the attention to detail. The legs narrower, the feet even have fashionable red shoes, as she is female. The torso and chest, of course, obviously feminine. And the head, interestingly enough, as I put it down so you can see it, this figure is referred to as the whipped cream head due to the, she's wearing some kind of hood or headgear. It looks like a little spiral of whipped cream is atop her head. Other than that, excellent figure, Jinx. She was actually created, her character, for the G.I. Joe the movie, which was also released in 1987. Every new character from that movie, except for Big Lob, the basketball player G.I. Joe, which is just an abomination on the franchise, he was not released as a figure. Every other new figure created for the movie was released, including Jinx, one of the rare female members of the G.I. Joe team. Let me place her back in her bag, along with the naginata and the katana. Moving right along, we skip forward several years to 1989. One of my personal favourites, T.A.R.G.A.T. It is, of course, an acronym standing for, I believe, Trans-Atmospheric... Trans-Atmospheric Re-Entry Global Attack Troop. I'm just making that up because I completely forgot. I meant to write it down. It does stand for something. As you can see, I have several different versions of this figure. I will only take out one complete version. Put this other one away. Here he is, T.A.R.G.A.T. As you can see, he has some grenades around his belt. He was one of my favourites. I referred to him as Flippy Head Guy because his head flipped up to reveal his face mask. That's why he comes equipped with a laser pistol. Very realistic for space combat, I'm sure. You can see the moulding. Nice colour work, little bandolier. And his backpack, which was his re-entry vehicle, Trans-Atmospheric Re-Entry Global Attack Troop, something of that nature. The wings do deploy. You can see some turbines up here. Just the incredible play value and imaginative worth of these figures. It's like nothing that they've produced before or since. This was Target. I have several versions of him due to buying several groups of figures in bulk from eBay. Mint on his card, he is worth $22 to $25. Loose and complete as this figure is, he is worth around $10. Not one of the most sought after figures, but great sentimental value for me personally. Of equal sentimental value is Clutch. Released in 1983, he was a member of the G.I. Joe team. Target was a Cobra figure. This is a member of the Joe team. He was released as part of the Mega Marines toy line. He comes with, as I get all of his accoutrements, to use the French word out, he comes with a concussion cannon, which, if you load a rocket into it, this will fire. I don't want to frighten anybody. There, you can see it launches out, spring-loaded, concussion cannon, 2 Stinger missiles, a machine gun, the exact specifications unknown, a combat shotgun. As you can see, just the realism of these figures, incredible play value. He also came with some rather cumbersome body armor. It's split open, allowing you to properly manipulate the figure, put him into the armor, make sure everything's lined up, and close it. Obviously he becomes a little cumbersome when in the body armor, looks a little ridiculous, rather effeminate quite frankly, with the orange, neon green and yellow colouring. But the figures originally came with Play-Doh, so that you could mould bio-shock armor around them, as they said. This figure, when I played, was often me. I don't know if you can see the resemblance, obviously very muscled and masculine, but he was often Dirq, as I would play with my G.I. Joes. Some collectors do not like the later line. This is from 1993, obviously. They had begun to go with more neon colour schemes, abandoning the military realism of earlier figures. Obviously this figure, complete on its card, it is worth $12 to $18. Loose and complete as this figure is, he would be worth around $8 on the market. As I put him away, reseal his bag. There. Perfect. That was me. And finally, another underappreciated figure was the Cobra Black Star from 1994. This was the last year that the G.I. Joe figures were released. This figure holds a place very dear to me because he was actually stolen by one of my elementary school friends. Made off with him, kept him for his own after a play date that we had one day, and all I had were the accessories. I had his Black Star pistol, his backpack, which was a rocket, and would also flip up over his head to form a cannon. He is obviously a Space Marine type figure. As you can see, he can fly forward, fire again a spring-loaded missile, which I will demonstrate now. Whoops, put a hole in my wall just there, and it can then be put back into place with a little manipulation as a backpack. There he is, Cobra Black Star. I had to repurchase him from eBay to complete my recapturing my childhood quest. The money, very worth it. I like the design of this figure. His limbs are a little loose. He'd obviously been well loved in his former life, but worth $12 to $18 complete, $8 as he is there. Cobra Black Star, one of my favourites. I'll have to get his missile back after the video. So there you have it, the G.I. Joe toy line. I hope that you learned something, that it was a relaxing experience to watch a little bit of my childhood memories. Be sure to tune back in for more soft-spoken man with a halting British accent doing a review of toys online on YouTube. Thank you very much, and God bless the Queen.